long time coming. I knew change gonna come. Oh yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and say, brother, can you help me please? But he winds up. What up? Let me bring up the history. I mean, I don't have to. I don't have to listen to these people, but these the people that y'all like to listen to. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to the people that y'all like to listen to. Cause a black man, whether you call him black, African American, whatever, if his skin is darker than one of them other people, you think, yo, he telling the truth. He know what he talking about. Nah, Mark Cuban been told y'all about Trump. First, listen to this.
Get it twisted and think that they're the most highest ranking in the room because of their title or maybe because of their relationship with God. And sometimes you never know when he put you in the presence of an angel as a test for you. This is why I try to tell people all the time, don't get so cocky to where you think that you outrank the people that you're sitting at the table with. You never know when God is going to test you. Because sometimes God will test you to try to see how you treat other people or how you treat a certain person. And as soon as you treat a certain person wrong that is an earth angel, you got to live with whatever comes with it after you've done everything that you've done. Have y'all ever noticed that when good-hearted people leave a situation that everything goes haywire after God removed them? That's why you got to be careful with how you treat people. Because you never know when God is placing you in the presence of an angel. See, sometimes people get it twisted and think that they're the most highest ranking in the room because of their title or maybe because of their relationship with God. And sometimes you never know when he put you in the presence of an angel as a test for you. This is why I try to tell people all the time, don't get so cocky to where you think that you outrank the people that you're sitting at the table with. You never know when God is going to test you. Because sometimes God will test you to try to see how you treat other people or how you treat a certain person. And it's
That's true. She ain't saying nothing but the truth. Now let's go to let me go to my history. Cause if I tell you about it, you ain't going. Listen to me. So I'm gonna let these other people y'all like to listen to. First off, you see right here, what it say? U.S. military Horn of Africa. Change of command. It's called Defense Now. It only got 220 views. I said, ooh, niggas was telling and stealing. And we still the receipts, but it got 33 subscribers. I'm gonna take it to the people y'all like to listen to. Here they go right here.
TikTok things, and you have to pay attention to the rest because this is important.
Very important.
Okay, cool.
So first question is, what is the first headline that's shaking up markets right now?
Okay, so last week, we're talking about, what was that, the first or second week of December? Of course, it took a Trump tweet.
January.
Did I say December?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a month behind. So
2026 now.
2026. Okay. So Trump tweet came out that said that he's going to limit.
What they say right here? Veteran owned. Focused and operated. Right there.
The institution's ability to buy homes, right?
Mhm.
And I know this has been a hot topic for a couple years. So this is huge news.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we hear institutions, who are these big institutions, and where are they buying, things like that?
It's funny. I looked this up, and they're buying all over the country. Okay, these big institutions. The one that most people will be familiar with is BlackRock.
Mhm.
Blackstone, I think.
Blackstone.
Look, here, it's not Blackstone because Blackstone is the legal joint. BlackRock.
BlackRock. You have some other ones that are in there that buy a lot of homes.
Mhm.
And people have said, oh, they don't buy that many homes, right? That as a percentage, it's low. They're the largest single buyers of homes in the entire country. So it's a lot.
How they gonna be the largest joint? They don't got the bread. I'm telling you, when you see these jokers with these notes, they walking around with dollars, and y'all think y'all getting over because you scamming somebody on YouTube, and tell them a lie, yo, come down here, this missing, and you think you're getting your little couple dollars. That little couple dollars don't mean shit. Yeah, that's why I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know nothing. Because if my grandmother wanted it, I'm telling you, my grandmother was born in 1933. You see where I'm coming from? Down south, come to Philadelphia, buy like 4 houses, and have a garden and all of that, and know how to upholster, know how to use her hands to work, and went to work. And then all her sisters, all of them, came to her. And she came to me.
A lot of them are buying these homes. And so they've actually been, the good thing about this, and people don't give it credit, but they've been keeping, if you're a homeowner and you want your values to stay high, they've been keeping prices higher by coming in and buying in the market, right? Just like a stock, if the price starts going down, if there's a big buyer that comes in, it keeps that price higher, artificially or not, it still happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And it depends which market you're in, the percentage of what they're buying. But you see in a lot of the urban areas like Atlanta, St. Louis, and Phoenix, I've seen them up to 15%. So why do you think this is the case?
A lot of people aren't going to like my answer on this. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. So listen, these same cities.
So let me just ask you this: when you sign a check, what is that check? Is it cash or is it a promise to pay? Because you ain't giving you can't walk around and go just get that check to anybody else. You gotta go to your bank, deposit it in there. That signature gotta run through the junk, gotta go through all that stuff, all that cost. What do you think you're doing when you sign that mortgage? You sign the mortgage papers. That is a promissory note. You promising to pay over 30 years. You promising to pay this bank money that as soon as you sign it, they go sell it right on the market. They go sell it right on the market at face value. and then you spend 30 years paying off a mortgage, and they ain't give you shit. They ain't give you nothing. You got all these clowns on here. Y'all listening to all these clowns on here. They clowns. That's why I went right up there on earn your leisure. Earn your leisure. Earn your leisure. You telling people to go to Bank of America, because Bank of America promising that they're going to give you 100% financing. Yeah, we're going to give you 100% financing. Yeah, we're going to give you 100% financing so we can dump you all up in that in there until you can't, and all you got to do is just lose your job. Now you can't pay your shit. But I pay my shit off in cash, and motherfuckers think I did something wrong. Nah, I just traded the stock, and I know how much the stock, but it was business stock, not that stock market shit. I know how much they had in the bank. I wanted the house. I gave the stock in. Yeah. I wasn't no inside information or nothing. I don't know nothing. Yo, I received this link with all these houses. Yeah, they had all this pendants on them, special financing. Yeah, and had red on it. I'm looking at the addresses and everything. I'm like, nah, he might try to knock me off if I go stay there. I won't. Y'all paying cash for that joint? Somebody send me any more links. Don't send me no links, because listen, I don't know what that link go to or none of that. If I don't know it, I said make it plain. Make it plain. That's what me and my partner say. Make it plain. Yeah, don't be jumping around and telling me straight up what the deal is, how much we making, boom, bam.
Have a lot of social unrest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying the big institutions are paying for the social unrest. I didn't say that. But
say it. Tell the truth.
Think about this. How do you if you want to buy a house and you want to get a lower price on it, if you want to buy a lot of houses and you want to get a lower price on it, it wouldn't hurt there to be social unrest in that area, because price values are going to go down. And if you come in and buy it, you get it at a lower price.
Gotcha.
So I'm not saying BlackRock has caused the social unrest, or that they're financing the people that support social unrest by, the anti-police movements or all these other things. But it's certainly a possibility that they're benefited by them. So I'm not saying they did it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they're benefited by the fact that people want to sell and they get a lower price, right?
It's supply and demand, right?
Supply and demand. Or maybe they just took those markets because this happened and they said, these are our opportunities. So
the man said it himself. What y'all want to do when the people wake up and find out that y'all stole from them? If you wake up and somebody steal from you, what you gonna do? Y'all don't know what they did in South Africa? Yeah, them people went right into them houses and just start killing them people. Oh, you stole our land? Right in South Africa, they went right in there and just killed them. Bam. Give them the land back. Workers want to get on here and talk about who fucking who. I don't care who fuck who on here. I don't care about none of that. I don't even want to be on this joint. I'm trying to get niggas game. Yeah, they want to listen to who got all the views, who seem like they got. Look, it's all the razzle dazzle. That's all costs. To do all that razzle dazzle shit, you got to pay for that. Yeah. Read books like Millionaire Next Door. Hey, ain't gotta go buy the best of clothes and all of that. I been had that shit. I told you I did. I used to wear this stuff called Tommy Bahamas. I went and did my time in jail, came out. Now everybody was wearing Tommy Bahamas. I've been had that. I took the government to task because I read before about what the Federal Reserve was, what the IRS was, that they weren't part of the government. They're not part of the government. These motherfuckers are scared to say it. I'm gonna say it because I don't care. I don't care. All men are created equal. All men are created equal. And then some come duck dogs. They pay attention to detail. And some of the best ran businesses is veteran owned businesses.
Totally different things. So they're coming in, buying lots of homes, and then they'll put renters in there. And maybe they're already investors that own these properties, and they're just buying them from the investors. So the good thing about the investors buying the house is that it's kept prices high. Now, there's a lot of people that say if they weren't buying it, the prices would come down and affordability would be better. And that's also true. So he's saying, look, if you're going to buy a house, you shouldn't have to compete against a huge, massive corporation with lots of money. So hopefully that will make things a little more reasonable. It could make, if that thing was in it by itself, it could drive home values down a little bit because you have less buyers in the market. It's said that they're typically.
Yeah. They forming shit, but they trying to be a group and call themselves a master participation trust. Yeah, they form all types of shit, trying to be tax heaven. Then they go right over across seas to somewhere, and because they don't want to pay the taxes. Yeah, you just shut the fuck up. That's all. Yeah, my grandmother whispered in my ear to trust. So I looked that shit up on Google, and I seen all that land we had, and it was all in trust. The land we had up here is in trust. And some people sold up here. I can't do nothing about the family that sold. They Johns up here don't know how to talk to the bank, don't want to listen to me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If you don't know what to do, just go ahead and let them just pay you over. Go ahead and get a mortgage on the joint. Ain't nothing wrong with taking money out the credit, but that money got to make money. Don't just go take the money, go get a new car. You know what I mean? That's going to drop and it's going to drop. See, a former president, recently, a recent former president. See, he's a true African American. He's really a African American. No matter where he was born at, his father was born somewhere else, so he can call himself an African American, and nobody can say nothing about that. But most of y'all think that y'all pop was born over in Africa or somewhere. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. How you know? Because you watch Roots. Didn't Alex Haley get sued? Ain't no Kunta Kinte. Some French people wrote that in a novel. So I gotta act like y'all and say that same shit? No, I ain't saying that shit. I'd rather be riding on a horse and riding on one of them John Deere Johns and cutting the grass myself than paying somebody else to do it and have a lot of land to do it on. And I want my house far away from the curve as possible. Don't want a whole lot of people living around me. Because if the government come and they coming on my property and they ain't got no business there, you got a warrant? If you ain't got no warrant or nothing, don't step across the line. I'm busting your ass. I showed y'all that little short with a cowboy. He told them cops get off his land. They was trying to take his he had some people working for him. And he said, let's rock. He said, y'all want to take my people, y'all, let's rock. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to be. Yeah, you're not taking nothing off my land. That's like somebody coming in your crib and taking something out your crib. You ain't coming in my crib and take nothing out my crib. That's why I filmed y'all taking that shit out. Yo, well, I ain't filmed y'all. Yeah, the camera filmed. Y'all just didn't know the camera was filming. Your brain box was all fucked up. You was worried about stealing drugs and stealing a TV. That guess where it came from? The military. Yeah, it came from the military. Something that they give to veterans. They give them an account and we get stuff cheaper at AFES. Yeah.
Only 2 to 5%, maybe as high as 6% of the buyers out there. And most people say, well, 2 to 5% isn't a lot. Yeah, but there's a multiplier effect in price. If you remove that 2 to 5%, price would come down by an aggregate of that.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is we should buy some beachfront property in Venezuela?
If I had extra cash right now, would still not be the time. There's still a lot of social unrest in Venezuela. Okay. Not quite there yet.
Gotcha. So do you think this really puts downward pressure on homes, or do you think...
Shut the hell up. Now, let me show you what a bull market is and what a bear market is. Talking about 3 to 5. 3. Now, this is why I say long live 3. Y'all got ratchet TV. You got rainwater taking more money from MO3 than he was supposed to be taking. I mean, straight up illegally. And niggas keep telling this dumb nigga, you taking too much money. Tender dick nigga. So he want to feed his family, but fuck MO3 family. So he want to take 33, like 30. How you gonna keep living off the man? Your contract ended. You ain't even have it in writing. You try to be slick, nigga. That's why I'm staying on your ass. You move the gun. Face the fucking facts. You move the gun. Even if you don't face the facts, you going to jail or to hell. Yeah, you were sending people at me, nigga. You spent your money on the wrong thing. You had a better chance than take all that money that you did trying to cover up what you did, and keep having to go travel around like you a fucking president, looking all fucking old. You look older than me, nigga. Then go get a fake hip surgery and everything. Yo, you stupid as shit. Like, yo, you'll do anything for money. Anything. Yeah, ball clap motherfuckers and everything. Tell on everybody. Nah, for what? No, shut the fuck up. You got an opinion about every fucking thing. Everybody. Like you know something. And the bull right in paragraph 23, he straight up and just say, tell us exactly what you did. And then he even go on further to tell you, you think you a business magnate or some shit like that. That's the same shit that the government said about me. They just didn't know I was. I told them, yo, if you want to know what I do, go look on. It's this dude. His name Ron LeGrand. Go look what he's saying to do on Saturday mornings. Now flipping houses is the shit, but I go to jail for it. The black man, or I ain't no black man. I'm indigenous to this land. Wherever the good soil at, that's what my skin look like. A bull market is a prolonged period in financial markets where overall asset prices rise by 20% or more from recent lows, typically accompanied by widespread investor optimism, economic growth, and strong. I don't know those weak ass motherfuckers can't do their time, want to tell on everybody, get everybody locked up. You know what I mean? Make a big ass fucking conspiracy, get everybody locked up. That own houses or was helping their mom pay the houses, and then some slick motherfucker gonna come right in there and shoot it low. They're gonna shoot them low. Yeah, here I get $25,000 for this house, and the house be worth like 150,000, 200,000. They're gonna put about $8,000 worth of work in there. Go right to Home Depot, get some brushed nickel and make it look real good in there. Yeah, throw some paint on that joint. Yeah, you see the house, you're like, damn, this motherfucker nice. I like this joint. Never fall in love with a house. I learned that early. Never fall in love with a house as an investor. But I ain't gonna let nobody take my shit. Know what I mean? Like take it without due process. All that shit that people might tell you, oh well, the Constitution don't mean nothing. Yes, the fuck it do when you know how to use it. See, President Obama, when I was in jail, I read The Audacity of Hope. And what he said, what he ran on? Change. Yeah, change. He came in. When he came in, they had just knocked them towers down. He had to come in, and them motherfuckers was lying. They was doing all that oil shit. You got Enron. You had all that scandal shit, and you had the collapse of the banks. And everybody think that President Obama did all that. No, he didn't. He said he got people sit down. He was out, got what he wanted done. Boom, boom, bang. Yeah, fixed everything up. Economy was looking smooth and everything. You know what I mean? And then before he left, yeah, y'all remember that documentary on Netflix? Leave the World Behind. And he ran on inside information that I heard. I don't know that the one thing that he wasn't going to have in his administration was scandals. Now look, this is 4 months ago, and this is the truth. They get 354 views. Look at this white lady right here with 29K views 7 days ago. These 7 disadvantages of putting your home in a what? Living trust. What's the disadvantage? What's the disadvantage? It ain't what disadvantage would it be? I ain't even put it on there. Sure. Watch me straight. This lady on her. If people, what would be the disadvantage if people, before there was even a federal fucking reserve note, they was passing they was passing the property down to their family before all this bullshit and everything. They was passing it down through trust before they even went to Jekyll Island and formed that whatever they formed, whatever you wanted to call. And before they went to, and before they had the Jekyll Island meeting, y'all remember the Titanic? Yeah, because some people wasn't afford no central banking system or no fractional reserves and all that shit. Yeah, all you got to do is just read the Federal Reserve. You could read the shit they pass out. They tell you. You think that you go into a bank and the way they give you a mortgage is that they take other people's money out of their account and then give it to you? Hell no. Nah. You sign that promissory note, they go deposit it into account, and you go look at your mortgage. If you ever pay your mortgage off, like I did, yeah, right on the back of that promissory, right on the back of that mortgage joint, it says for deposit only. They deposit it into an account. That's what your account number is, that you go and you pay your mortgage every month. And they ain't give you shit. All they did was open up an account for you. Look up a mortgagee, and a mortgagor. Why would the deed be in your name and they just have you agree to them having a security interest in it? That's it. Not a right, a security interest that you gave to them. So that's how they foreclose on your shit. See, they didn't foreclose on mine. So when some dumb dickhead was over here talking about they foreclosed on, they didn't foreclose on me. They foreclosed on the owner before that died. They got a quit claim deed. I had the superior deed because I paid cash. Yeah. So the people in there now, and they got a mortgage on there. I don't give a fuck if they got a mortgage on there or not. Y'all getting the fuck out that house, and that mortgage gonna get canceled. Whatever y'all gotta do, whatever y'all gonna do, whatever. Y'all not taking nothing from my family. Nothing. Think you could go leak somebody information all over on the internet just so you could stay in their house? No, you must want me to come through them gates and come on there and choke the shit out of one of y'all. I don't care if that's your mom in there or whatever. Go find somewhere else to stay. You ain't gonna come up in the fuck up here and double dip and the bank get paid twice by using the fucking this dumbass shit they do with having all these motherfucking companies they form these other little companies and then they give them a limit or a special power of attorney to sell the property. So motherfuckers don't even know who's selling the house. Don't know what the last people did, what they signed or whatever. But here in the Commonwealth, we don't even have to file no goddamn deed. So they hired all these dumbass motherfuckers down here. Thought I was going to show my deed and the trust. Fuck no. Do I look stupid? Then they would have something against me. Told that y'all had to hack the computer to try to go in there and try to find it. No, I got the ink wet. None of that robo-sign shit. The ink wet signature. Not no motherfucking robo-sign, a copy, or none of that. Yeah. Y'all keep calling yourself Caliber Homes. Then next one is called another some shit. Is you a fucking bank? Who is a bank? Well, who this trustee? U.S. Bank. Now U.S. Bank getting sued. Now that the Master Participation Trust, John, is in New Mexico. It's in bankruptcy. Because when I was going in to buy it, I saw that they was being sued in California, a class action lawsuit. So the price that they really wanted, I undercut that. I already knew it was going to happen. And then 2020 coming. Everybody's in the house. Yeah. These motherfuckers ain't telling y'all shit. Earn your leisure. They don't tell y'all shit. They tell y'all to buy shit that somebody else got control over. No, I'm buying what I control. That I got the paperwork with. I'm going to keep it just like I keep my Bible with me. I keep my paperwork with me. So you could break in here on this computer or try to look up whatever it is, try to make up whatever fuck you want to make up. A quit claim deed is the lowest and most unreliable form of deed that you can have. Look at it. Look it up in the law. Now, listen to this, ladies. Don't want you to put your shit in a trust.
You know what fascinates me about putting your home in a living trust? It's not just the legal paperwork. It's not even the strategy. It's the fact that one of the most important decisions you'll ever make about your house doesn't feel like a decision at all until suddenly it is. Until you're sitting at a kitchen table, papers spread everywhere, wondering if you just made things easier for your family or accidentally made it harder. A living trust sounds simple on the surface. You move your home into a legal container, you name yourself the trustee, you keep using the house like nothing changed, and one day it passes to your loved ones without the mess of probate court. Clean, smooth, almost too good to be true. And here's the quiet truth most people never hear. Sometimes it actually is too good to be true. Today, I want to walk you through 7 real disadvantages of putting your home in a living trust.
Now, is she an attorney? Because right over here, 5 assets you must put in your living trust right now. From an attorney. His name is Clint Coon, Esquire. Who this lady? 7 days ago, she writing this. Shut your ass up. Look all this dumb shit you got in your fucking house in the first place.
Not to scare you, not to talk you out of estate planning, but because you deserve the full picture before you sign anything. Because the people selling these trusts rarely talk about what comes after, and what comes after matters more than you think. Let me tell you about 2 people I know. Patricia is 67. She's a retired nurse who paid off her modest 3-bedroom home about a decade ago. Her total savings sit around $210,000. She set up a living trust 3 years ago after going to a free dinner seminar. Ruth is 70. She's a former school administrator with a paid-off house and about $640,000 in retirement accounts. Ruth never set up a trust. She uses a simple will and a transfer on death deed. You'd think Patricia is in better shape, right? More protected, more organized, more sophisticated. But let me show you something that might surprise you. Patricia spends some nights worrying she did the wrong thing. Ruth sleeps just fine. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Before we continue.
Now, let me tell you the first thing. By having your house in a living trust means you control it while you're living. So you can change it. You can do whatever you need to do while you're living. And then you name the beneficiaries. You don't put it in one trust. You can put one trust for all of the properties. And then have a limited liability company run it. And whoever running the limited liability company will be the trustee. And guess what? Because you got the limited liability company, you don't have to take a pay from the limited liability company. This was what people don't tell you. You don't have to take a pay. Or you could take the bare minimum and say and make the limited liability company, because it's separate from you, make them pay your bills. That makes your tax bill, you as the trustee and as maybe a member of the limited liability company, don't have to pay that much in taxes. And where the taxes you gotta get paid for? Huh? Who got to pay the taxes? Yeah, that's the thing. These people can't tell me nothing. I don't need to go to no class for these people to tell me that I just went when I was in 10th grade. We had this teacher told us we had to do this project on the stock market. As soon as I seen that, wait a minute. that shit artificial. So somebody else controlling it? Nah, I would never fuck with no stocks. Never. No stock. I'm not fucking with Wall Street. None of that. No, I don't want nothing off of Wall Street. I don't want to go up there. I don't want nothing off of Wall Street. For what? Remember the Wolf of Wall Street? Look all that shit he had to do to try to stay on top. Snort coke and all of that. Drink, crash his Lamborghini up, and then go to jail. No, it took me one time go to jail. Okay, y'all got me this time. Let me read these books. I told you the first person I talked to was a Dutch dude. He told me something about International Business Corporation. So I took classes on that while I was locked up. After doing 12 hours of law work, I go right in and teach a couple classes of business. Tell you how to form an LLC, tell you how to write up an operating agreement, and make sure that you have an indemnification clause in there so that anyone that, even if they give me $1, you know what? I got something better for you. The government messed up when they put an in personam judgment. They put the judgment against me as if I did everything. Like I didn't have an LLC. Like I didn't have an incorporation. They didn't even pierce the corporate veil. That's why they hate me. Because I don't give a fuck. I only paid as long as I was on supervised release. I paid the least amount possible, and I'm not paying nothing else. Because I know the Constitution say they can't lock me up for not paying a debt. And I don't owe you no debt. Ain't nobody lose no goddamn money. My lawyer told that to the prosecutor from the very beginning. Yo, your numbers is fucked up. Trying to scare somebody. Bitch, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared. I already knew however many years that judge that said he was, I knew I wasn't getting the max, not for no paper case. Yeah, when I move into a neighborhood, I make the value go up. If you toss me out, the prices go down. Yeah, because I'm gonna point everything out that was wrong. That yeah, my house was the nicest on our block. Whoever bought it, I bought it for 180. In 2 years, like I promised my father-in-law, I was gonna pay it off. Yeah, the show is like worth like 250, 260. I only put like $8,000 into it. Yeah, you just got a new floor. Just put some marble floors down there, some nice lights. Yeah. Nice strong door on the front. No, the government fucked up and said, yo, they put Liz Pendens on the house because the government ain't in the business of selling houses. They in the business of they need their money right then and there. by the judgment they get. It's called a forfeiture money judgment. So they use, even if you didn't get charged with selling drugs, nobody on my case, because I was the only fucking person on there, they used a drug statute. Yeah, this is this bitch did. She used a drug statute to get a forfeiture money judgment, and this nigga sitting on the stand, and I'm calling him a nigga because he had a black robe on, because that's what nigga is to me, since y'all want to be black. He had a black robe on. That nigga went with that shit. I ain't sold no drugs. How you gonna use a drug statute in a paper case? Yeah, y'all needed that bread right away. And thought that I ain't know what y'all was doing. I went right in there, start reading. Yeah. Came back out. He said I couldn't buy no houses or nothing. I couldn't do nothing. For 5 years, I couldn't own a business or nothing. I did everything he said. And he talked crazy to me while he was in there, like, yeah, you couldn't make $1 million. Well, he about to find out. I hope they put that shit right in front of him. Matter of fact, they ain't gonna put it in front of him, because when I went back for a violation hearing, they sent me all the way up to Allentown to a Obama appointed judge. So he let me go. He violated me. But he was like, I'm not listening. You know who wanted to put me in jail? Even though I was about to do 95 months in federal prison, a black judge, his name was Glennis Hill. Young judge going up against my lawyer. My lawyer said, "Give me $3,000. You gonna get out." I ain't get out. This is Glennis Hill, boy. He was a young judge, and I hate to talk about him, but he ain't know what the fuck he was doing. So he wouldn't let me out after they locked me up for the same case that was going right in front of the fucking feds. But I had probation before him, so he wanted me to do my probation after I do the feds' time plus do they supervised release. Then he wanted me to come do my he gave me like a year probation. Yeah, a black judge. Fuck no. I put a motion in and had that shit on TV, didn't go in front of him, none of that. And before, when he locked me up, they used to have this dude called Fat Tony. You go up to the jail, but he didn't know there was a judge. Her name was Judge Shapiro. She had a standing order, non-violent and all of that. They not locking you up, trying to keep you in jail for that. He wanted to keep me in jail on a probation violation because I ain't pay. Not because I committed a new crime, because I didn't pay on the restitution he ordered. He wanted to lock me up. That's against the fucking law, you clown. And you in a fucking, how the fuck you become a judge where the first capital of the whole United States, all of the judges in Pennsylvania don't have no reason not to know the Constitution. It was signed here. So just like that, Nobody in Philly or Pennsylvania should have any reason not to know the law that, right downtown, right across from the federal building, there, look right over there, the old courts they used to have. It's a tour they take you through there, where the old courts was, where they was arguing about the Constitution. But really, all you gotta do is read the Federalist Papers. You read the Federalist Papers, you'll know what they meant by the Constitution, what they wanted. And you'll know that they was talking through the money. Yeah. On the money, they wrote, mind your business. Right on the money. Now, you can take that, and people say, oh, you hear all these little ratchet people talk about something. Mind your business. No, really, mind your business. The one that pay you. You suck dick, mind that. Go suck some dick. You strip, go strip. Stop trying to be a jack of all trades, master of nothing. That's why I can't see myself being in anything, and I haven't read everything about it to make sure I want to be involved in, because I ain't trying to look. I'm not, first of all, I already went to jail. I ain't scared to go back to jail, but I read the paperwork and I know the first thing that you got to have is jurisdiction. So the first thing that you challenge in the court is jurisdiction. And the first thing I challenge is that, and most people don't even know when you go to criminal court, if the court fails to give you a good attorney, not just an attorney that's just going to sit there and stand there, don't argue, don't ask for shit or nothing. If the court fails to give you an effective counsel, the court has lost jurisdiction before you even go. That's why I told y'all, Carmelo Anthony gonna be all right. If that lawyer Toby Shook went up there, or whoever the fuck went up there and didn't ask for, went up there and went and got some foggy UFO footage of what happened to that boy. Yeah, Toby Shook better hope he don't go to jail, don't lose his license, lose his reputation. Whoever go up there and don't get that man out, they're gonna lose their reputation. I could write that up myself. Matter of fact, y'all can look in the Third Circuit and see some of the ineffective assistance counsel I did. Yeah, they wouldn't pay my attorney $3,500 that he's supposed to get by statute. They said they refused to pay him because he didn't give me an effective. He wasn't effective. Had stains all on his shirt, calling me brother. A black guy calling me brother. You ain't my motherfucking brother. Not trying to get me in them guidelines that they talking about. That shit crazy right there. Yeah, they kept, these motherfuckers held a detention hearing for a paper case down in Texas. These motherfuckers is on, y'all charged with murder and y'all get to walk. Fuck out of here. Sorry for the language. It's probably why it's hard for people to listen to me. But these jokers don't know what they talking about. I just told y'all, this dude named Clint Coons. And I was being sarcastic, like, yo, if y'all got any questions, man, just ask my attorney. And I went to him to show y'all him. And somebody must have took that serious because they actually wrote Clint in my company. So he must have took over my company, and I ain't meet him yet. I ain't had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but I know all this loan stuff start coming in. We're not taking on none of them loans. Unsecured. I don't give a fuck if it's unsecured or none of that. I'm not taking no loan on them. I'm not taking nothing. I got land now. We can take that money on if we're planning to build right down there. I'm not trying to hear shit about the cows is sick and all of this shit. Soon as I show all that farmland. Now 2 days later or 3 days later, they got a new sickness out that's affecting cows. Because I'm telling you, for every cow, for each cow you get like $1 million. They go in there. All you gotta do is get them to go eat just let them go eat up all that grass, and then start building with a grant, not a loan, a grant. All these people trying to make you go and go to, instead of going to the government, USDA, Department of Agriculture, where's most farmlands at? And agricultural land, they got fucking grants for that shit. Why would I get the loan? I'm not buying this shit that I own already. My family own it. We own it through a trust. So we don't need to get no loan. You can give us a grant so I can clear all this fucking brush up. So the only thing that's gonna clear that brush up is the cows. So you're gonna give me $1 million for the cow to just go over there, eat, and then then they're gonna produce some milk. Then they got the other grants, a certificate program. They'll give you a certain amount of money to go organic. Yeah. But y'all keep worrying about who fucking who though. And watch how you be broke.